Religious life in China is facing a tightening grip as the state demands that faith traditions align strictly with national identity and government ideology. Human rights experts report that underground communities are being forced into the state-controlled church. Clergy now face mandatory political training. Church sites are surveilled by technology, and religious education for minors remains strictly prohibited. Despite ongoing diplomatic agreements with the Vatican, many believers still face intimidation and restricted travel. As the state tightens its grip, the future of independent religious practice in China is a serious concern. Here to tell us more about what Christians are enduring in communist China is David Trimble, the president of the Religious Freedom Institute. David, welcome to the studio. I really appreciate your time.
Veronica, so great to be with you today.
There's growing evidence that the Chinese Communist Party is continuing its crackdown on Christian worship. It's also practicing sinicization of religions. Can you explain to us what that is? And also, what are the goals of the government here?
Yeah, this process of sinicization began around 2012 when Xi Jinping came into power. And his primary goal was to consolidate power and to reduce the influence of other political opponents and those that would oppose the communist ideology. That really has flowed into the church. So even churches that are registered in China really face this daunting dilution of ideas and precepts and teachings through this process of sinicization. And it's just requiring the churches to align their teaching really with the ideas of communism.
And of course, these are very ancient teachings that we're talking about, which is really, quite shocking to hear about. What is life like for Christians in China today?
Well, it's challenging, to be sure. I think I want to balance that by saying in some ways it's an exciting time, because the more Christianity is repressed in China, the more it seems to grow. So there are approximately 40 million in the registered churches in China, but the estimates are over 80 million Christians, 40 million plus in the underground churches. So from that standpoint, Christianity is growing, but it's a very, very challenging time. And the oppression and the persecution continues to escalate, and it's going unchecked in the world. So it's a tough time. Christians are typically under surveillance. It's not uncommon, as we have seen with the Zion Church and previously with other churches, that they're raided, there's arrest that takes place, and church leaders are in prison, like Pastor Jen, for example, that was arrested in October with 30 other church leaders in the Zion Church. So it's a really difficult time. Accessing Bibles is a very limited basis. So the challenges are enormous.
In addition to this being a very challenging time, you did talk about hope. President Trump is in China right now. What do you think he can advocate for in terms of the freedom of religion with Xi Jinping, and will he listen?
Well, I think there's an opportunity through U.S. policy and through President Trump to say, look, it makes sense to let Christians thrive. Release Jimmy Lai. Release Pastor Jen. Send a message to the world, and let's work together.
David Trimble, thank you for all that you do and your expertise. Great to have you here in studio.
And great to be here. Thanks so much.